Love it, love it, love it. All right, I'll be back to you in a sec. You know, it's a little after 6 a.m. and well, I'm still waking up. So I'm out shooting. So I'm trying to talk my way through what I'm doing here. And I apologize if it sounds like I'm a bit incoherent, but you know, the visual brain is awake. This part's still trying to catch up. I think I need to stop and look at this just for a bit longer. With that color coming in back here, that gets very interesting. Actually, you can see there's some fog. And I'm working my way over towards all of this area here. So that's what I'm gonna try and do the picture today. The tide's way out. Last night when I was down here scouting this location, the tide was all the way in. So I'm gonna set up here and go work in this area for a minute. Let's go see if I can shoot some footage of what I'm working on here. If I photograph in this direction, it's more of a landscape type of imagery, bringing in the mountains, the water, reflection. And I'm going to shoot a picture from here. If I go to the other side though, it becomes very minimal. You know, a very different tradition of photography. You know, that the first place I showed you is much more of a traditional landscape type style. This is going to be much more of a minimalist type look. You see that? How it simplifies the whole message down? And if we continue to our left here, it gets even more minimal, more simplistic. So what I'm going to do is come out to this rock here and clean up the foreground a bit more. And now it's just about lines, just real simple basic lines. Work my horizon to make sure it's level. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to a different location. And we'll take a look at that in a sec. I'll bring you guys right back, all right? So you guys, at this point, there's a lot of different compositional things I can do here. You can see I've got all these old pier embutments. It's an interesting place here with these reflections. If you go low, you kind of lose the perspective on the horizon, which just makes those sticks in the water, kind of, you know, they don't have any sort of there's nothing to ground them or to tie them in, even though I love the minimal aspect of it, and it's almost ethereal in that sense. It's almost like floating in the water. I don't want them to just be just random slashes or sticks or, you know, just visually nothing. Now the other thing I want to show you is this. You see that cloud formation in the sky and how it replicates in the water? I really like that, and as the sun comes up and that gets brighter, that could be a very interesting development. We're going to watch and see how that comes together. So I've got all that to work with, but you know, my work is very much about water and atmosphere, and so now I'm going to wait to see what the sun does with this fog and the clouds, and see if that in some way gives it a unique sense of place or time. So I've been thinking more about what I'm trying to describe here, about this idea of the working at this time of day, and it's just this sense of insecurity. It's not perfect, you know, the environment's not totally conducive to human compatibility, And so I'm trying to pick up on just the essence of that, just a little bit, like a tingle. So when you see the picture, there's that little tiny bit of unease or uncomfortableness in it. And I'm hoping that that carries through to you guys as the viewer. Well, I want it to feel mysterious. I want it to feel ethereal. I want it to feel like you're transported out of this reality into another space. I always try to capture what a place feels like to me. I work from an emotional space. The challenge in a place like this, we've all seen these kind of pictures, these real minimal black and white oftentimes, or these very stark lines. And as a creative person, I'm always drawn to that. And so I'm always trying to make a picture in that space. But at the same time, it's got to be my picture. I don't want to copy what I've seen before, although we've all seen it. So that's where I begin to look at what my creative basic building blocks are. Composition, I love triangulation, triangle shapes, and atmosphere. Lots of liquid, lots of water in my work. And so I'm always looking for that. I want to try and create this picture that captures this sense of wonderment and mystery and possibility and pull in that feeling of the unknown. That's kind of where I'm going with this. I would think about half of my pictures come from after I think I've captured what I thought I wanted. It's because I have to get out of my own way. I have to stop looking for I have to stop looking for an idea and start seeing what's in front of me and then feeling what's there as well. This is a perfect example of waiting. I came in here last night and I started scouting the location, and I saw these boats back here with the yellow, and I knew that the sky would be blue, so I got up early and once I saw the sun was going to reach over the horizon, I could see these boats were going to be lit up really nice. So I came down here on this little pier, and I'm just watching the sun as it moves through the trees. They light up, and they'll get darker and lighter at different times. So it's a good example of just waiting it out and waiting for the right moment.
Perfect moment?
Yeah.
A steak dinner and candlelight.
Right
Can't
on.
beat it.
She just wrote one the other day. Funny you should ask.
Cold Mountain Countdown,
And when did you write it?
2 days ago.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Are you tired of me and that broken heart I left?
Do that again.
I bought this on layaway in Portland and bought her a ticket on the Greyhound bus. This is Clementine. They wanted to throw her under the bus. I said no way. And I bought her own seat.
Nice.
You know what? I see people traveling and they have too much stuff. You gotta travel. When you travel, you gotta have less stuff, people.
Amen, brother.
Guitar and a backpack. That's it. My perfect moment is being on the Oregon coast and looking at the waves. That's it.
My perfect moment is finding an apple in my backyard that has a perfect heart shaped in it that I can give to the girl I was jealous to of my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, we go by Martin and Rose. Those are our middle names, Martin.
Morning, everybody. I'm in Tillamook, Oregon. And you know, I like to use a lot of symbolism in my work, and so I always look for those things that are kind of iconic that people connect with right away. So I got up this morning, it's super foggy out, and I found this truck behind me with this flag on it. I want to show you how I approach this equation to photograph it. It's a tough challenge because of that thing is on the other side of that thing. So you can see it's really backlit almost everywhere I go, and I can't see the flag, although it does make an interesting image. So one way to handle that is get down lower. You see how it just pops out of the background? And that gives me enough to probably work with. We will see here. So again, it's going to take a fairly extensive amount of post-production to pull this out, but I'm excited to share my results with you. My RV is parked over there. This is a place called Blue Heron. It's a French cheese manufacturer.